Hello everyone, good evening. Warm welcome to Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Testbook, and today we will be covering the finance current affairs for 4th to 6th of October. I'm pretty sure that I'm audible, visible. Please let me know if everything is fine so that we can begin the discussion. And as you all know, this session is going to be really very important for your upcoming RBI Grade B Phase 1 examination, and we will be targeting the October month current affairs till 11th of October. So keeping the same in mind, 11th of October is going to be your target, and therefore today's session as well as upcoming 2-3 more sessions are going to be really very important for your upcoming examination. ठीक है जी, start करें. If you all are ready and you want me to start with the discussion, just give me yes sir so that we can start. So आज का जो session है उसमें I have intentionally not included any RBI circular or any RBI update, क्योंकि अभी दिन में ही 2.5 घंटे हमने सर्कुलर पढ़ा था. So from 10 a.m. onwards till 12:30 almost we have already studied the RBI circulars for the month of March, April, May, June and July. तो मैंने इस सेशन में थोड़ा सा अवॉइड किया, बट yes, the circulars of the current week जो कि important है आपके RBI के, that will be covered at 5 p.m. on Thursday. उसके साथ साथ tomorrow at 7 p.m. we will be covering the circulars for the month of August as well as September. So don't forget to join that session. That is going to be really very important. ठीक है जी, start करें. चल, let's get started. If you want to download the PDF of this as well as my other sessions, that will be available at my YouTube, at my Telegram channel. The name is Economics by Madhav Arora. Handle is @Madhav Arora. चलो जी, let's start with the first news. The first news talks about SRO. अब SRO क्या है? So that is self-regulatory organization. So whenever we talk about this term self-regulatory organization, this is a very important aspect. Basically, self-regulatory organizations, they act as a mediator between the regulator as well as regulated entities. So they are responsible to provide, or they are responsible to guide, advise as well as bound the regulated entities to follow the regulatory organizations or the regulators' norms as well as policies. So we don't have SROs only and only in case of specific segment, but we have the SRO for financial market. I hope you remember today only we have discussed that RBI has given the title of FIMDA as the first SRO of financial market. Then we have the SRO for microfinance institutes. We have the SRO for NBFCs. So all these are very important. Now recently, one more organization has been given an approval to operate as a self-regulatory organization, and the name of the institute is Finance Industry Development Council. Let's try to understand what is it. So RBI has granted the self-regulatory organization status to the Finance Industry Development Council under the Omnibus Framework for Recognition of SRO for regulated entities in March 2024. If you remember, March 2024 में SRO के क्या conditions होने चाहिए उस पे एक पूरे का पूरा framework आया था, and I have already discussed this SRO point by point framework in the month of March 2025 itself. तो जिसको ये पढ़ना हो, that is available on our YouTube channel. March के month में I have already discussed word by word the framework of RBI related to the self-regulatory organizations. Now if I talk about the background, Reserve Bank of India in October 2025 granted self-regulatory organization status to Finance Industry Development Council, which is going to be a representative body for the NBFCs which are engaged in asset as well as loan financing. Now, first of all, what do you understand by NBFCs? And NBFC stands for the non-banking financial companies which are set up under Companies Act, 2013. And remember that NBFCs, they are operating as per Section 45 of RBI Act 1934, as per Section 45 of RBI Act 1934. And remember that NBFCs, they are different from the banks as they do not allow to accept the demand deposit. They can accept the term deposit up to 5 years only, and NBFCs, they are deposit taking, non-deposit taking as well as both. Now in this particular scenario, if we talk about the NBFC, where we use a word asset, where we use a word asset financing NBFC or loan providing NBFC, what is the difference? See, asset financing NBFC is an NBFC which provide loan to purchase an asset, but which asset? So the asset which is going to help the business to generate income. So if you are purchasing an asset which is going to help you to generate income, that will be known as asset financing. For example, if I am a teacher, I am purchasing a laptop with the help of which I will be taking the classes, I will be earning the profit. For me, the laptop is going to be income generating asset, and the NBFC which provide loan only and only for income generating assets, that is known as asset financing or asset financing NBFC. Loan NBFC is basically an NBFC which provides loan for assets other than income generating assets, other than income generating asset. For example, let's say my sister, she wants to buy a laptop to watch movies, she wants to buy let's say an iPad to watch movies. For that particular case, the iPad which she is going to purchase is not going to generate the income, so that lending will be done by an NBFC, but that NBFC will be known as loan financing NBFC. समझ आ गई बात? ठीक है जी। तो अब ये जो हमारी एसेट फाइनेंसिंग या लोन फाइनेंसिंग NBFCs हैं, उनके लिए एक SRO सेटअप किया गया. The name is Finance Industry Development Council. So this marks the key milestone in RBI's approach towards the shared regulation, where industry bodies take proactive responsibilities for maintaining discipline, transparency and compliance among their members. So if you ask me what is SRO, I would say SRO is an industry level body recognized by the regulators, which formulate and enforce the code of conduct among its members. So it will formulate, it will frame the code of conduct and enforce those code of conduct among its members, promote ethical as well as responsible business practices, support regulatory supervision, very important, support regulatory supervision through sector level monitoring, and finally it will serve as an interface between the regulator and regulated entity, जो मैंने यहाँ पे बनाया था. Last but not the least is, you can take it in this manner, SRO is industry watchdog which is working under the oversight of the regulator, which is working under the oversight of regulator, that is basically known as SR. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट, समझ आ गया? कोई डाउट है यहाँ तक तो पूछ लो. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. व्हाट ऑल इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू FSDC. तो FSDC के रिस्पेक्ट में जो पॉइंट्स आपको याद होने चाहिए, आपको पता होने चाहिए. सबसे पहला, इट वॉज फाउंडेड representative body of asset and loan financing NBFCs. It was founded by the representative body of asset and loan financing NBFC. Remember that its members are nearly 400 NBFCs. New role, it has been recognized as SRO for NBFCs, but which NBFCs? Loan financing as well as asset financing NBFC. Leadership, Raman Agarwal is appointed as the CEO. Nature is Section 8 non-profit company mandated under SRO norms, which is important. Net worth requirement for a company to set up SRO is 2 crores to be achieved within 1 year or before SRO commencement. Membership nature, voluntary, but maintain minimum representation. Now let's talk about the minimum representation in case of FIDC. So first one is regulatory discipline. It will enforce code of conduct among the member NBFCs and ensure that all the member NBFCs, they provide fair practices in terms of lending, disclosure and customer treatment. Second is customer compliance partner. Assess the RBI by ensuring member compliance with prudential norms, reporting requirements and grievance redressal. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि सर, it will assist RBI by ensuring कि जो मेरी member organizations and they are fulfilling the RBI norms, which is very important for RBI aspect, for the regulator aspect. Sectoral coordination, obviously it will act as a bridge between the industry players and regulators. So as we have already discussed, it is acting as a bridge between the regulated entities as well as regulators. Remember that surveillance and supervision, it will identify emerging risk, unethical practices or mis-selling trends in the NBFC sector and alert the RBI. So these are the operations which are performed by none other than none other than Finance Industry Development Council. अब इसमें क्या क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं? सब पहली चीज, इट शुड बी रजिस्टर्ड अंडर कंपनीज एक्ट, नेट वर्थ शुड बी 2 crore rupees. Sector coverage is investment and credit companies, housing finance companies, as well as NBFC factors. Membership base must represent minimum 10% of total NBFCs in the base layer, that are NBFC, ICC और NBFC factor. ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये क्या कह रहा है सर? ये कह रहा है कि जो आपका मेंबरशिप बेस है, द मेंबरशिप बेस ऑफ FIDC must represented by minimum 10% of the total NBFCs. तो जो आपकी टोटल NBFCs है, उनका जो बेस लेयर है, जो बेस लेयर में टोटल NBFCs है, उसमें से एटलीस्ट 10% NBFC शुड बी मेंबर ऑफ FIDC. और ये जो मेंबरशिप है, दैट शुड बी अ मिक्स बैग विच विल हैव द रिप्रेजेंटेशन फ्रॉम इन्वेस्टमेंट, from the investment and credit companies, from housing finance companies, as well as from the factors. I hope you remember factor. याद होगा, मैंने बड़ी बार एग्जांपल लिया कि मान लेते हैं कि इंडिविजुअल एक्स हैज परचेज, अगर एग्जांपल ले, मान लीजिए मुकेश अंबानी जी ने 100 गाड़ियां खरीदी टेस्ला की फ्रॉम एलन मस्क. नाउ एट द टाइम ऑफ मेकिंग द पेमेंट, मुकेश अंबानी रिप्लाइड दैट, माधव अरोड़ा नहीं है, ध्यान रखना, ये मुकेश अंबानी है. So he replied that I will be paying you after 6 months. So Elon Musk provided an invoice, और उस invoice पे the overall value, let's say today the value of cars which have been purchased by Mukesh Ambani ji is let's say 15 crores, और इस पे लिखा है 16 crores. अंबानी जी ने पूछा 1 crore एक्स्ट्रा क्यों? कैसे 6 महीने बाद दे रहे हो तो 1 crore का इंटरेस्ट. कहते ठीक है. अब ये इनवॉइस साइन होकर मुकेश अंबानी जी ने दे दिया एलन मस्क को. एलन मस्क को अगर आज पैसों की जरूरत है, एलन मस्क अप्रोच टू आनंद महिंद्रा, एंड आनंद महिंद्रा से कहा कि सर प्लीज ये इनवॉइस आप रख लीजिए और इस इनवॉइस के बदले में मुझे 15 करोड़ रुपए ही दे दीजिए, और 6 महीने के बाद यही इनवॉइस के बदले में अंबानी साहब आपको 16 करोड़ रुपए दे देंगे. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस, दिस पार्टी आनंद महिंद्रा, हु इज फाइनेंसिंग your invoice, that is basically known as factoring, and this is done against a fixed commission which they are going to earn, while providing this particular service. Remember that RBI may revoke recognition if membership criteria are not achieved within 2 years of the recognition. RBI may recognize up to 2 SROs per sector. So this is very important. How many SROs can be recognized by RBI? For per sector, RBI can identify 2 SROs. If I talk about microfinance, we have Sadhan and Microfinance Institution Network for microfinance acting as SRO. In case of fintech, we have FACE, Fintech Association for Customer Empowerment. Now in case of NBFC for asset and loan financing, we have FIDC, which is a new entry in this particular list. Clear ho gaya ji? Question solve karo. You have the 5 statements. Identify which all statements are correct. Consider the following statements regarding RBI recognition of the Finance Industry Development Council as a self-regulatory organization in October 2025, and identify the correct set of statements. Pehla, the recognition of FIDC as an SRO for NBFC was done under the RBI's Omnibus framework for recognition of SRO for regulated entities issued in March 2024. Is it correct, guys? Is this statement correct? Yes, sir. Absolutely correct. Nothing wrong in this. Membership in FIDC as an SRO is mandatory for all registered NBFCs operating in India. नहीं सर, ये जरूरी थोड़ा ना कि सारे की सारी NBFCs इसकी member हो. That is not required. FIDC as an SRO must achieve minimum 10% of total NBFCs in the base layer as its members, and it should be a mix of investment and credit companies, factor companies, and this mixed bag should be achieved within 2 years of recognition. Otherwise, RBI has the power to cancel your license. That is also true. FIDC must have a minimum net worth 2 crore rupees before starting the operations, or within 1 year of recognition, whichever is earlier. That is also correct. Next is RBI may recognize up to 3. No, sir. RBI can recognize up to 2 SROs for NBFC sector under the Omnibus framework, subject to eligibility. So we are allowed only 2 SROs for a given sector. So answer is going to be 1, 3, 4, 5. Fifth statement is not correct. I hope it is clear I hope it is clear, Yash, why the fifth statement is wrong. And I hope you all have hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet, quickly hit the like button. Then I will be moving on to the next point. Moving to the next point. The next point talks about Asian Development Bank has approved $190 million loan for Indore Metro Rail project. I hope we all know about Indore. It's a city in Madhya Pradesh and it is the cleanest city of the country from past many years. Now Asian Development Bank, which has its headquarters in Manila, Philippines, in which India is the fourth largest shareholder, ADB has provided around $60 billion loan through sovereign and around $10 billion loan through non-sovereign path for the development of the country. Now this Asian Development Bank has announced around $190 million of loan for the Indore Metro Rail project. Chalo. So what is it? Sir, it is a major push to strengthen the sustainable urban infrastructure in India. ADB approved $190 million, approximately 1585 crores loan in October to the Indore Metro Rail project in Madhya Pradesh. This project is critical component of India's urban transformation strategy, which is designed to improve public mobility, reduce traffic congestion and lower carbon emission while ensuring inclusive accessibility. Loan reflects ADB's continued commitment to India's sustainable and inclusive growth, especially in tier 2 cities that are rapidly urbanizing but face infrastructure bottleneck. If I talk about this particular project, so this is one of the flagship public transport initiative taken up in Madhya Pradesh. It is implemented by Madhya Pradesh Metro Rail Corporation Limited. The project will develop for 8.62 kilometers long, which will connect the city to the airport, and this metro corridor forms the part of phase 1 of larger Indore metro network plan. So it's a phase 1. So remember that Madhya Pradesh Metro Rail Corporation Limited is a joint venture of Government of India as well as Government of Madhya Pradesh, which will be the implementing agency. The project is expected to operational by 2030. The loan will support civil construction, installation of modern signaling, communication and safety system, as well as procurement of energy efficient rolling stock. If I talk about the sustainability and environmental impact, one of the key objectives of this project is environmental sustainability. Reason: Indore Metro aims to reduce annual greenhouse gas emission by around 12,414 tons of CO2 equivalent through lower dependency on private vehicles, integration with multimodal transport system, adoption of energy efficient design. Moreover, the metro will have universal design features to ensure inclusivity, which will have ramps and lifts, CCTV surveillance, emergency response and dedicated infrastructure for women, children and elderly citizens as well as persons with disability. So these are the features of Indore Metro Rail project. Now integration, this is very important. इस point को ध्यान से सुनना. Sir, integration with transit oriented development. So what is this transit oriented development? The ADB support goes beyond financing. It will also collaborate with transit oriented development technical assistance program to help Indore develop urban planning models that encourage compact, mixed use and walkable neighborhood, reduce car dependency, economic densification around metro corridors, and this integration will ensure that metro infrastructure align with long-term sustainable city planning, improving urban productivity and land value capture. तो ये क्या है सर? ADB जो है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ लोन नहीं दे रहा, बल्कि ADB is also integrating with transit oriented development. Transit oriented development का मतलब जहां जहां मेट्रो डेवलप हो रही है ना, उसी एरियाज को डेवलप करना भी शुरू कर दो, क्योंकि जब मेट्रो डेवलप होती है, आपने नोटिस किया होगा 99% they will try to develop the metros which are not very dense populated areas because it will be very tough for the construction purpose. लेकिन जब वहां construction start हो जाए, then your project should be in such a manner that you should increase the development around the metro only, so that in near future the one who is residing near the metro, they can easily commute for their work as well as for leisure. That is a point. So this will be helped, और इंदौर को ये सारा जो facilitation है that will be provided under transit oriented development. Key significance: it will improve urban mobility, enhance economic opportunities, support environmental goals, promote inclusive growth, as well as it will boost urban competitiveness. ADB के बारे में हम सब जानते हैं, सेटअप हुआ 1966 में, हेडक्वार्टर है मनीला, Philippines. We all know that. It aims to promote social and economic development in Asia and other countries. President is Masato Kanda. We all know that Japan is the highest shareholder of Asian Development Bank. It has 69 members, out of which 50 are from Asia Pacific region. You need to remember this. Clear? Done? Sorted? Chalo. Let's try to solve a question. एक second. Answer visible है. हटा दो. हाँ जी. Question is now on your screen. The first statement says ADB loan supports development of elevated metro line of 8.62 kilometers with 9 stations connecting the industrial zone of Indore to the city outskirts. नहीं सर, पहली बात तो ये 7 stations हैं और ये connect करेगा to the airport. It will connect city, Indore city to the airport. So this is wrong. This statement is not correct. Implementing agency will be for the Indore Metro project will be Madhya Pradesh Metro Rail Corporation Limited. True, the project is expected to be operational by 2030. Include transit-oriented development components. That is true. Project aims to reduce the greenhouse gas emission. True, ADB headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. So answer is going to be 2, 3, 4. First and fifth statement are wrong. Yash Sharma has given the correct answer. चलो जी, अगले क्वेश्चन पे बढ़ते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन क्या कहता है देखना जरा. अगला क्वेश्चन मेरे पास 2 अपडेट्स हैं फ्रॉम सेबी. पहला अपडेट है फ्रॉम सेबी इज एक्सटेंशन ऑफ रिटेल एल्गो ट्रेडिंग फ्रेमवर्क टाइमलाइन एंड सेकंड इज लॉन्च ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रेसिंग एंड रिट्रीवल असिस्टेंट, दैट इज मित्रा प्लेटफॉर्म. क्या है, दोनों की बात करते हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट वन. सेबी एक्सटेंशन of retail algo trading framework for retail investors. I hope you all know that. What is algo trading? Algo trading का मतलब है जब you set an algo and on the basis of the algorithm format they read the market movement and on the basis of the market movement the decision of investment in the market is taken. We call it as algo based. We call it as algo based trading, which is automated as execution of pre-programmed trading instruction based on timing, price, volume without human intervention. While algo trading has also been used by institutional investors, SEBI has now expanded it to the retail segment through a regulated framework. That means you and me, we can also now invest through the algo trading, which was not allowed earlier. Earlier it was allowed only and only for the institutions. This framework is designed to enable fair participation. It will enhance efficiency. It will reduce operational risk by ensuring all retail algo activities are exchange approved, monitored as well as API based. So this is very important what it says. This framework is basically designed. क्यों ये framework design किया गया? ताकि एक fair participation हो, ताकि retail investors they can also compete. They can also compete with the institutional investors, because if they are using the algo trading, you can also go for the same. Second point we have is it will enhance the efficiency, it will reduce the operational risk, and obviously by ensuring all retail algo activities are exchange approved, monitor and API based, it will be a good format, it will be a good platform of investment. Timeline: SEBI had planned framework implementation from 1st August, which was extended to 1st of October 2025. In September, SEBI further extended the full rollout deadline to the 1st April 2026. It means the algo trading or retail algo trading will be fully rolled out by 1st of April 2026 as per Section 11 SEBI Act 1992, Regulation 30 of SEBI Regulation 1992. This decision aim to provide brokers sufficient time, क्योंकि हम जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं एज अ रिटेल इन्वेस्टर वी डू थ्रू द ब्रोकर्स ओनली, और हमें ये जो एल्गो ट्रेडिंग का ऑप्शन है वो ब्रोकर ही देगा. सो इट्स बेसिकली टू प्रोवाइड सफिशिएंट टाइम टू द ब्रोकर्स सो दैट दे कैन कंप्लाई विद टेक्नोलॉजिकल इंटीग्रेशन, registration and testing requirements. Implementation glide path. So implementation glide path is SEBI introduced 3 stages glide path. Glide path का मतलब कि भैया इस पूरे सिस्टम को इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए आपको क्या टाइमलाइंस दिए गए हैं। पहला माइलस्टोन, registration of one algo strategy. So stockbroker must apply for registration of at least one retail algo strategy offered through an API, either developed in-house or through the third party. तो भाई by 31st October 2025 हर एक ब्रोकर के पास एटलीस्ट एक algo strategy होनी जरूरी है। SEBI introduced a three-stage part. In case of milestone 2, it says full API registration by November 30. What is this API? API का मतलब है guys, you are an individual, you are using an app. तो अब आप ऐप को जो इंस्ट्रक्शन देंगे, और उस इंस्ट्रक्शन के बदले में जो आपको रिजल्ट्स प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे फ्रॉम द कोड विच हैज बीन रिटन, which has been stored somewhere else, तो उसको रन करने के लिए जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए जाएंगे, they are known as API. So full API registration, that means all API based retail algo products and few additional algo strategies must be fully registered with exchanges. And milestone 3 says mock trading by 3rd January 2026. Stockbroker must participate in at least one mock trading session with fully functional and submit the participation proof to the exchanges. So these are need to be done. Non-compliance cause brokers failing to meet the milestones will be barred from onboarding new retail clients. You will not allowed to onboard the new retail clients for API-based algo trading from 5th of January 2026. Monitoring and oversight, stock exchanges are responsible for monitoring compliance of brokers with SEBI's milestone. Brokers not ready to go live by 1st October 2025. They have submitted the issues, they have submitted the client details, और उसके बाद ये देखा गया कि ठीक है जो फुल ऑपरेशनल है दैट विल बी डन फ्रॉम 1st April 2026. और उसके लिए 3 माइलस्टोन है. पहला माइलस्टोन कहता है 31 अक्टूबर तक एटलीस्ट एक रजिस्टर्ड एल्गो ट्रेडिंग होना चाहिए आपके पास, चाहे खुद का डेवलप किया हो चाहे थर्ड पार्टी का. API कंप्लीट होने चाहिए. और M3 के माइलस्टोन 3 कहता है कि इन जनवरी 2026 में यू हैव at least full-fledged tested the algo trading, then only you will be allowed. Otherwise 5th January के बाद a broker who has not fulfilled these 3 milestones will not be allowed to onboard new retail clients. Moving on to the second news of SEBI. SEBI launches MITRA platform, Investor Protection Initiative. So MITRA platform is Mutual Fund Investment Tracing and Retrieval Assistant. In September 2025, SEBI launched MITRA, which is a centralized digital platform to help investors, nominees and legal heirs trace and reclaim unclaimed or inactive mutual fund holdings. तो भैया अब from unclaimed shares, from unclaimed dividend, now we are targeting the unclaimed mutual funds. So SEBI has launched MITRA, which is a centralized digital platform which will help the investors or the nominees or the legal heirs to trace as well as reclaim the unclaimed or inactive mutual fund holdings. This initiative was introduced under Section 11 of SEBI Act 1992 as well as the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations 1996. Purpose क्या है? Simple है sir, as the name suggests. MITRA is a platform which aims to address issues of unclaimed mutual fund investment which are arising due to investors' death, outdated KYC information, or maybe lost communication channels with the asset management companies. So it serves as a single window interface. MITRA will serve as a single window interface to identify as well as claim such holdings. What are the key features? First one, centralized system. MITRA consolidates data for all asset management companies through qualified registrar as well as transfer agents. So with the help of qualified registrars and transfer agents, MITRA will consolidate the data from all the AMCs. Then we have joint management, managed jointly by the Computer Age Management Services as well as KFin Technologies Limited, the two SEBI recognized qualified registrar and transfer agents. Multi-channel access, the platform can be accessed via mutual fund portal, via AMC website, via Association of Mutual Funds in India, or via SEBI official website, and even we have the websites of CAMS, that is Computer Age Management Service, as well as the KFin Technology. अब उनकी मदद से you can access MITRA platform and you can track your unclaimed mutual funds. So investors, nominee or legal heir can verify ownership by providing PAN, mobile number or email ID and then initiate the claim process directly. ठीक है जी, this is very easy. So MITRA फुल फॉर्म इंपॉर्टेंट है, म्यूचुअल फंड इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रेसिंग रिट्रीवल असिस्टेंट, basically used for helping the investors, nominees or legal heirs to trace as well as reclaim their unclaimed or inactive mutual fund holdings. Got it? Clear है? Question solve करते हैं. With reference to SEBI's initiative in September 2025, consider the following statement and identify the correct ones. The full implementation of SEBI's retail algo trading framework for retail investors has been extended to 1st April 2026 with mock trading sessions scheduled to be completed by 3rd of January 2026. That is true. Broker failing to comply with SEBI's algo milestone will be barred from onboarding new retail clients after 5th of January 2026. That is true. MITRA platform launched by SEBI enables investors and legal heirs to trace unclaimed or inactive mutual fund holdings through a centralized interface jointly managed by CAMS as well as KFIN Technologies. I guess true. MITRA initiative was launched under the regulation 30 of SEBI stockbroker, nahi sir, SEBI mutual fund regulations 1992. So this is wrong. And it do not regulate the algo based retail investment. Wrong. SEBI launched both initiatives under Section 11 of SEBI Act 1992 to promote investors' protection as well as market transparency. That is correct. So answer to this particular question, according to me, is going to be D option. 1, 2, 3 and 5 are correct. 1, 2, 3 and 5 are correct. ठीक है जी, clear हो गया. Very good, Sanskar, Anuj, Niharika, you have given the correct answer. Yash, AK, good. Chalo. Moving on to the last news, second last news. Second last says SIDBI's Development of Industry Association Scheme, September 2025. What is it? So M. Nagaraju, the Secretary of the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, officially launched Development of Industry Association, which is a scheme of Small Industries Development Bank of India at National Conclave on DIA, that is Development of Industry Association, held in New Delhi. This initiative represents what, sir? It is a transformative step towards empowering MSME clusters across India and developing them into innovation-driven, digitally connected and official and financially resilient ecosystem. तो क्या है सर? कुछ नहीं है. ये एक तरह से एक इनिशिएटिव है जो कि लिया गया. We call it as what? So this is Development of Industry Association Scheme, which has been launched by Secretary of Department of Financial Services, and this scheme is launched by SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India. What the scheme is, what is the objective of this scheme? So the objective of this scheme is to strengthen the MSME clusters through cost-effective, innovative and self-sustaining cluster development model. It seeks to shift the role of industry associations from being mere representative bodies to catalyst for innovation, skill development and competitiveness in MSME network. तो ये क्या कह रहा है? सर ये स्कीम कह रही है कि we will be strengthening the MSME clusters. I hope you all remember what are MSME clusters. अब उसमें ये कहा गया कि जो industry associations होंगे, the role of the industry association which are right now just acting as a representative body, they will be acting as a catalyst for innovation, skill development as well as competitiveness in the MSME network. First one, what are the key features? First feature is cluster transformation. The focus is on developing MSME cluster, geographical concentration of interconnected businesses into innovation hubs. So it is basically trying to develop MSME clusters into innovation hubs. SIDBI will provide targeted financial and technical assistance to these clusters for infrastructure creation, skill development, technology adoption, as well as market access. Second, we have demand-driven support. The scheme emphasizes a bottom-up demand-based approach. Bottom-up demand-based approach मतलब जितनी डिमांड होगी उतना ऊपर से डिलीवरी होगी. It will not be top to bottom, rather it will be bottom to top approach. Industry association must identify their own needs and submit the proposal to SIDBI for consideration, ताकि इंडस्ट्री अपनी नीड्स बता दे, सिडबी को इंडस्ट्री की नीड्स पता हो, तब जाकर सिडबी एमएसएमई क्लस्टर्स के साथ वो टाई अप करवाए, जिससे इन नियर फ्यूचर दीज क्लस्टर्स दे शुड टर्न इनटू इनोवेशन हब्स. So this ensure customized solution suited to local challenges rather than one size fit all intervention. तो अब क्या होगा, as per the local challenges the steps will be taken rather than taking up uniform steps all over the country, regardless of the fact कि every area, every point has different demands, different requirements. Third one is digital empowerment, launch of industrial portal. Alongside DIA, SIDBI has also launched industry portal, which is a B2B digital platform which will act as a knowledge networking problem solving hub, which will enable research collab, information sharing among MSMEs, addressing financial and technical constraints, as well as connecting associations and their members, on one unified platform. So the portal also supported digital inclusion. This portal will also support data-driven decision making for the MSMEs, which is important. Then we have the collaboration. So the scheme operates in partnership with state government, industry association, financial institution, as well as knowledge partners such as MSME focused think tanks, as well as academic bodies. Got it? That is what you need to remember. Last point is, this launch aligns with the Government of India's MSME Vision 2030, which focuses on formalization, digitalization, as well as global integration of Indian MSMEs. It also complements SIDBI's earlier initiatives such as Cluster Development Program, Mission Swabalamban, as well as Digital Prayas. Now we have the next one, that is development of industry associations. Let's try to go with a question. DIA scheme was launched by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises to provide credit-linked incentives to the MSMEs. No, sir, this is absolutely wrong. Under the DIA model, SIDBI provides support to industry association to develop MSME cluster through demand-driven and self-sustaining approach. This is correct. The scheme includes the launch of B2B industry portal for networking. That is true. Industry association must compulsorily registered with Ministry of Finance. Industry association must compulsorily registered. No, sir, there is no compulsory to get registered with the Ministry of Finance. DIA scheme aims to digitally empower MSME cluster and transform them into the innovation hub. That is true. So answer is going to be B option 2, 3, 5. ठीक है जी, clear है. I think these SEBI guidelines must be hearted because I am not able to understand these terms through though being in a banking sector. Kirti, I would not say that. Point क्या है ना, SEBI के साथ प्रॉब्लम ये है कि SEBI की जो गाइडलाइंस है दे आर ईजियर इन कंपैरिजन टू RBI, बट SEBI की गाइडलाइंस पे एज अ टीचर वी डोंट इन्वेस्ट मच टाइम. अगर मैं अपनी बात करूं, मैं समझाने को तो इसमें भी एक एक पॉइंट आपको, एक एक टर्म आपको, एक एक सिनेरियो समझा सकता हूं द वे आई एक्सप्लेन यू फॉर RBI. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि इनका जो वेटेज है ना इन दी RBI एग्जाम दैट इज लो. हाँ, द मोमेंट SEBI Grade A notification will be out, I will be explaining the SEBI notification in the same manner the way I have explained you RBI. तो SEBI की notification भी आपको याद हो जाएंगी, समझ आ जाएंगी, by heart you will remember them because I will be delivering them in that manner. लेकिन अभी के लिए if we are covering them keeping in mind RBI, तो इनका एक basic understanding बहुत है because phase 2 में SEBI related circulars specially पे क्वेश्चन आने के चांसेस कम है. फेज 1 में आएंगे और जितना मैंने बेसिक आपको बताया वो याद करो, वो समझो, कुछ भी करो, उससे आपका काम हो जाएगा. दिस इज व्हाट माय थिंकिंग व्हाइल गिविंग यू दिस कंटेंट. ऑब्वियसली द मोमेंट SEBI ग्रेड ए नोटिफिकेशन विल बी आउट या लगेगा कि आने वाला है, आई विल बी टेकिंग इन डिटेल्ड डिस्कशन ऑन दीज SEBI रिलेटेड सर्कुलर्स एज वेल, सो डोंट वरी. ठीक है, समझ इसलिए नहीं आया क्योंकि कभी किसी ने समझाया नहीं, और समझाया कभी किसी ने इसीलिए नहीं क्योंकि रिसेंटली SEBI का कोई एग्जाम आया नहीं. तो ऑब्वियसली डिमांड एंड सप्लाई इज द थॉट, है ना, फॉर एवरी डिलीवरी ऑफ द कंटेंट. तो डिमांड है ही नहीं तो सप्लाई मैंने की नहीं. जैसी डिमांड होगी आई विल बी गिविंग यू द सप्लाई, नथिंग टू वरी। अभी के लिए जितनी डिमांड है उतनी मैं सप्लाई दे रहा हूं, ठीक है। चलो मूविंग ऑन टू द लास्ट सेगमेंट। लास्ट सेगमेंट में मेरे पास 4 न्यूज है टोटल, छोटी छोटी सी न्यूज है। पहली न्यूज, आरबीआई हैज इम्पोज्ड 3.18 लाख penalty on Indian overseas bank. Why? For non-compliance with the directions related to priority sector lending targets and classification. So पहली न्यूज क्या कहती है? Indian overseas bank penalty of 31.8 lakhs. Why? Because Indian overseas bank has not fulfilled the RBI criteria related to the priority sector lending. ठीक, RBI conducted statutory inspection for supervisory evaluation of IOB, that is Indian Overseas Bank, based on the financial position as of 31st March 2024. Inspection revealed that IOB charged processing fees on certain priority sector loans of value up to 25,000, which is prohibited by RBI. तो भैया RBI ने prohibit किया कि जो आपके small ticket size के loans हैं उन पे आप penalty charge मत कीजिए, लेकिन फिर भी अगर आप फीस चार्ज मत कीजिए, लोन प्रोसेसिंग फीस चार्ज मत कीजिए, अगर फिर भी आप कर रहे हैं तो उस चक्कर में आपके ऊपर पेनल्टी आरबीआई ने चार्ज कर दी। मूविंग ऑन टू द सेकंड न्यूज। द सेकंड न्यूज टॉक्स अबाउट आरबीएल बैंक। सेकंड न्यूज टॉक्स अबाउट द आरबीएल बैंक। इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द आरबीएल बैंक, सो द आरबीएल बैंक हैज एंटर्ड, द आरबीएल बैंक has entered, the RBL Bank has entered a strategic bancassurance partnership with the Life Insurance Corporation. I hope you remember कि सर जो banks हैं they sell insurance policies on the behalf of insurance companies. अब यहाँ पे जो tie-ups हैं they are classified into 3 categories. ये जो tie-ups हैं, these tie-ups can be classified into 3 categories. Can you give me those 3 categories, guys? Can you give me those 3 categories? Any idea? What are those 3 categories under which this banking assurance is basically done? This banking assurance is basically done. I'm still waiting if you can give me the answer. We have 3 categories under which this tie-up is done. No idea? No one? मुझे ऐसा लगता है मैंने पढ़ाया है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैंने ये पढ़ाया इन द पास्ट। चलो कोई बात नहीं, मैं बताता हूँ। Banca assurance basically means when bank is selling the insurance products on the behalf of the insurance company, we call it as banca assurance, which is obviously a good initiative taken by the banks, which will provide banks a capacity, a model to earn profit. Capacity, a model to earn profit. तो जो बैंक extra services दे रहा है उन extra services के बदले में बैंक can easily earn the profit. अब ये जो banca assurance है, ये जो बैंक का assurance service है, it is divided into different categories. It is divided into different categories. One we call it as corporate banca assurance, one we call it as broker banca assurance, and one we call it as freelancing banca assurance. So basically इसका मतलब क्या होता है, अगर हम बात करें पहला banca assurance में, अगर मैं बात करूँ corporate की, अगर मैं बात करूँ corporate agent की, corporate agent का मतलब है कि bank has tied up with the insurance company as a corporate agent, and bank will be selling only one insurance, only one company's insurance in the category of life insurance, and only one company's insurance in the category of general insurance. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो random किसी भी कंपनी के इंश्योरेंस को सेल आउट कर सकता, उसमें उसने कॉर्पोरेट टाई अप किया, एंड इन केस ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट टाई अप you will be issuing the limited, you will be issuing the limited number of, you will be issuing the limited number of products, only one for life insurance and other one for the general insurance. We call it as which model? We call it as corporate model. Second model after the corporate model, we have the referral model, or I call it as a broker model. Here the bank will give office space to the insurance companies, and the insurance companies, they will set up their branches. They will set up not their branches. So one, we have corporate agent, then we have referral model. In case of referral model, bank will give space to the insurance companies, and insurance company के अपने employees, they will come and sit in the bank's premises, and they will sell the insurance product to the bank customers. And the last one we have is broker model. In case of broker model, I would say banks, they sell policy of multiple insurance companies under one roof. तो समझ लो, corporate agreement हो गया, एक life insurance, एक health general insurance के प्रोडक्ट्स को बैंक खुद शेयर करेगा, सेल करेगा. ब्रोकर में बैंक लाइफ इंश्योरेंस के मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स और जनरल इंश्योरेंस के मल्टीपल कंपनीज के प्रोडक्ट सेल करेगा. लेकिन रेफरल मॉडल में बैंक सिर्फ जगह देगा, उसके बाद बेचेगा कौन? इंश्योरेंस कंपनी खुद. तो यहाँ पे एक बैंक का इंश्योरेंस पार्टनरशिप हुई है between LIC and RBL. So the tie-up enables RBI bank customer to access LIC's complete suite of life insurance products through branch networks as well as digital channels. Key offerings will be term insurance plans, endowment and saving policies, pension and annuity schemes as well as unit linked insurance schemes. Clear है? अगला पॉइंट है IRDAI approved composite corporate agent license to FATAK Secure. So what is this? FATAK Pay Insurance Solution Private Limited, we call it as FATAK Secure, a subsidiary of FATAK Pay Digital, received IRDAI approval for a composite corporate agent license. That means कि भैया अब आपको allow करते हैं, you can become a corporate agent in which you can distribute both life as well as general insurance products under one regulatory umbrella, and you will be issuing life insurance products of one company, and you will be issuing the health insurance products of the other company or the general insurance product of another company. That is a point. ठीक है, तो मैंने आपको दोनों पॉइंट्स बता दिए. बैंक का इंश्योरेंस क्या है वो बता दिया, टाइप्स बता दिए, और उसके बाद अब मैंने अगला टाइप बता दिया. IRDAI approves composite corporate agent license to FATAK Secure. Then before I move on, एक और न्यूज है मेरे पास. एक और न्यूज थी शायद मेरे पास, इसमें 4 न्यूज थी यार, 3 ही थी. ठीक है, चलो मे बी 3 होगी, मैं गलत गेस कर रहा हूँ. लेट्स सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन. इन तीनों क्वेश्चन के बेसिस पे, हाँ, एक न्यूज का मैंने सिर्फ क्वेश्चन बनाया था. ठीक है, 4 ही न्यूज थी. एक क्वेश्चन, एक न्यूज मैंने हटा दी थी, सिर्फ क्वेश्चन बनाया था. देखना, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया इम्पोज 31.8 लाख penalty on Indian Overseas Bank for charging processing fees on small ticket priority sector lending loans. That is true. Bank insurance tie-up between RBL and LIC aims to achieve universal coverage under the Insurance for All 2047 vision, offering both life as well as general insurance. क्या सर इतनी बड़ी कहानी है? जितनी मैंने बता दी, क्या इतनी बड़ी कहानी है? What would be your answer? नहीं सर, इतनी बड़ी कहानी नहीं है. ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ वन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट के लिए टाई अप हुआ है. दिस टाइप इज नॉट डन फॉर द जनरल इंश्योरेंस. FATAK Secure composite corporate agent license from IRDAI authorize it to distribute both life and non-life insurance products to digital platform. That is true. Amazon Pays, Paytm का A to Z, payments का A to Z, sorry. So Amazon Pay payments का A to Z integrates multiple payment instruments into a single platform, including Amazon Pay Balance, UPI, Amazon Pay Later with wallet based offline access. तो ये क्या है सर? Payments का A to Z एक initiative है which has been launched by Amazon, which you need to remember, which unifies UPI, cards, Pay Balance, Pay Later and wallet UPI, which support the offline one-click transaction under a single roof. That is why it is known as payment का A to Z. RBI action against IOB was taken under prevention of, नहीं सर, इसका prevention of money laundering act से कोई लेना देना नहीं था. It was clearly related to the priority sector lending banking regulation act 1949. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट, समझ आ गया. तो 4 न्यूज थी. एक न्यूज का मैंने सिर्फ करेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन दे दिया आपको, सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक पॉइंटर में. तो ये पॉइंटर में जो लिखा है बस उतना ही याद करना, इससे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. ये इतनी हल्की न्यूज में क्यों इंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ? एग्जाम है 18 को, तो मैंने अक्सर ये नोटिस किया कि जो हल्की न्यूज है which has pretty low weightage, those types of news, they are generally asked from the very recent days, from few days before the examination. उसी context को, उसी understanding को I am implementing it, and I have included these हल्की news as well or the loose news as well. ठीक है जी, clear है? Okay, so that will be all from my side in this particular session. Hope you have enjoyed the discussion. You have next session at 7 p.m. by Manish sir. So do not forget to attend that session and attend in large numbers so that you can learn much more important concepts which are going to help you in your upcoming examination. Thank you so much. Budget और economic survey याद रखना, इनसे पता ही नहीं कितने क्वेश्चन आ जाएंगे. You cannot even imagine that how many questions can come because as per the RBI track record, budget और economic survey से RBI हर बार बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछता है, तो आज का सेशन मिस मत करना. It's very important. Manish sir will be waiting for you at 7 p.m. Thank you so much, guys. Good luck. God bless you all. See you soon.